Okay, I guess it's inevitable. At some point, I gotta get around to that Hello World tutorial. All right. So, might as well get on with that. Just being able to print some text to the screen, I guess, I don't know, I guess I got a phobia about working in strings. I don't know why. Well, I guess maybe I do know why. It's like, if you're like me, you probably are if you're here. You've seen countless tutorials, and or books on programming, and you're plugging along just fine. Oh, here's how to do a variable. Okay, great. And here's how to do whatever, a for loop. Okay, got that. And then here's how to do an array. I'm like, okay, I have no idea what I'll use an array for, but okay, I got it. When we're going to do something useful, and then they're like, okay, here's how to do a string so we can start actually printing things to the screen. And you're like, yay, and you meticulously type all the code in, and then you go and you try and compile and run it, and it does not work. Does this happen to you, or is this just another one of those only ever happens to me kind of things? Huh? So, and then you go. I'll go on the internet and look for some help. I just want to hear. I'm in video mode, 13H, right? I just want to print some text to the screen. Can anybody help me? You go to the internet, and of course, there's some ads, and then Wikipedia. That's totally useless. They never tell you anything that helps you. They just tell you that the topic exists, right? Oh God. And then, and then of course, the biggest repository of useless information in the world, the Stack Exchange. You go, okay, maybe I'll get an answer here. No, you get questions, you get people's problems, right? It's like, here, I can't get the text to work when I'm in video mode. Can anybody tell me? Pretty straightforward question. No text output. Help. Answers say you can't write characters to video memory. I don't have an active system, but I do recall some other thing. You need some things, thank you, helpful, which is exactly what the answers say. And then somebody who knows absolutely nothing about programming has to put his 2 cents in. It's like, well, I don't know. Maybe he should have rephrased the question better. Well, that's technically correct. You can't write an ASCII character code in binary memory and graphics mode like you do in text mode. You need to write the pixels individually that make up the character into video memory. They're like, okay, great. You're real helpful, and it just goes on and on, like, and at some point, here we go. The one guy that does finally chime in, is with, the thing about it is this. These guys that give you the endless authoritative answers, they're a mile long, right? Oh, well, he knows what he's talking about. The one guy that does give you the answer, it'll be like a simple, here's the line, go look somewhere else. I don't have time to type all this stuff, and it's like, what is it, 3 lines of code, the guy's got it sitting in front of him. Am I right? He's like, oh, I know how to type that up. Blah, 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 blah. There it is, But no, can they just give you the bit of code? No, they got to play this dance around here. Well, go look at the pseudocode. That'll help you, right? Just like, okay, thank you. Int 21. Oh, great. Well, this guy's pointing me to something that only works in DOS. Right? Okay, no, okay, I'm great. I'm trying to do some lower level programming, boot sector programming. What am I going to do? Write an operating system that only runs under DOSBox? Give me a break, right? And it's like, wow. I mean, the forums just in general are like just this pile of no help. But for some reason, the assembly forums, are just like the biggest pile of like miserable excuses for human beings, that are sitting in their mother's basements, eating cheese puffs and ho-hos, right? And they're just miserable and mad at the world, because, I don't know, they got a BS degree in computer science and they think they're some hot salami or something. But, Bill Gates, he's the billionaire, right? And he don't know jack, right? Oh, and so they just want to make the rest of the world feel as miserable as they are, and just run you in circles. They can't just give you the 3-line of code, right? That makes it work. And then of course, right? You have to. I try to dismiss the conspiracy theories, but then on the other hand, I'm sitting there thinking, well, if I was Bill Gates. Right, and I got this operating system, and I don't want anybody else seeing how, simple it could be to make one of your own. I would want to create these layers of obfuscation, right, and have these rooms of flunkies whose job it is to just sit around and come up with endless ways to send you on dead end and give you erroneous code. I swear to God, and then you get the trickle down effect of that, right? I swear to God. Here, try it yourself. Go ask ChatGPT. How can I how can I print some text to the screen when I'm in 256 color mode? And I kid you not, it will start spitting out a mile of code that is so long it crashes ChatGPT, and you have to reboot again. In that out of this world, that's how far the trickle down effect has taken it, and everybody's like, oh yeah, AI is going to be the future, yeah. Okay, don't get me started. Well, I guess I already am started. Okay, but going back to actually getting something done there. What have I done? Okay, here, it can't be done. Somebody's like, they'll sit there authoritatively. You cannot do that in this mode, and this is what, 2022, this is not like this is 10 years old or something. This is current. People to this day, still just leaving you on a wild goose chase. Sorry, you cannot, here. Erroneous, speaking of erroneous, you don't do that. Let's go all the way back to... Where's my text file? Test here. Paste there. I'm going to save that. Let's see what we got here. I have an open window ready to go. Syntax error. Move where? Move AH. Again, try to talk and type. Yeah, we're trying to rant and type at the same time. Just does not work, I guess. I got a little diamond there. Okay, that's close enough. What's my character? 4. Let's go with. Let's make it 2. Make it 1. Whatever. Yeah, I got my little outline character there. Okay. You. You. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's clear the screen, shall we? Where did I move AAX19 and then not call the clear the screen and say do it? Because busy talking, looking where I'm going. Yeah, you. There you go. There, I'm in 256 color mode, and I just printed some text to the screen. Right? It's like, what is so hard about that? Thank you. Okay, next, what we'd like to do here is replace that with a variable, if we can, real quick. And so down here, let's just create something. I'll just call it message. Message 1. Yeah. And we'll put that in some data bytes. All right. Welcome to KAOS, my chaos operating system. I love it. my killer assembly operating system, keenly assembled. I don't know, my knockabout operating system. Kind of awesome. Kind of amateur, I guess. Knowingly ambitious operating system. Yeah, that works. Kooky attempt, but kindly authored with a kitschy aesthetic. My viewers overseas will watching this video. It is known abroad, yeah, but kept anonymous because hardly anybody watches my videos, right? Kinky alien, King's the Sathan, King Arthur, with a kindly air. Kraken's armpit. I'm getting to the rock bottom of the acronyms now. Here, you can come up with your own. Let's do this. There, mix and match your own. Put one of these with one of those, and you got a name. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so we know that we can put our message here, right? MSG 1, what happens? Anything? Yeah, I don't think it does anything. It does something. Okay, so that is, we got a variable message 1 in there, don't work, so we can add some brackets so it points to that address. And lo and behold, it still don't work. What the heck is going on? The problem is we need to also have an orgy here. That would be, what was it? OX7COO. There we go. So now this, we know where the program's going to be in memory, but apparently we have to tell the assembler so it knows where in reference this is in the program, I guess, something like that. Yes. See, there's our W. See, so furthermore, then of course we could just say +1 here. There's our UC. Okay. So, we got that. Okay. So the question now is, how do we iterate progressively through the entire thing? Now, one way, if we knew how long it was, then we could create a loop and, let me simplify so I don't have to count so much. Hello, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5, so we could use our counter, CX, and move CX 5, right, and then make a loop, right, and progressively increase that number, right? Oh, okay, that's one way. Let's see. But that means you have to know how long all your strings are, and as we see, I had a long one. It's a pain to sit there and go, 46, right? So some other methods of dealing with that. Let me just get to the point. Okay, so next, what we will do, we'll set it up just a bit differently, I guess. This AH, we're going to get that out of here, and we're going to create a loop, and I'll just call it dot loop, since it is a common, I will not call it comma loop. A dot loop, common name, and then JMP to dot loop right there. Yes, dot loop. That is the loop we will use, and so we will put this up here now instead, and create our little print string routine, I guess. Yeah, why not? I ask you. There, print our string. So now we'll have a value that we loaded into L, our message 1. Well, we'll do it a little bit differently, actually, now. Instead, we're going to move SI. We're going to use our string index, our source index. A source index is used as a pointer to the current character being read in a string instruction. Now that could be LODS, MOVS, or CMPS. In this situation, of course, we're going to be using LODSB, partner. Yeah, right there. I should do her. And that will load one byte at a time iteratively through our little circle there. So then how do we know when we get to the end of the string? Now, that's without having to know that it's 5 long. That is the question, the eternal question of the way we're going to do it. Iterate through there by terminating it. Now, like one way I could go, I could just put a return after every message, something like that, and then and then in the loop I'll just do a comparison, if let's see, compare if Al, good old Al, my buddy Al, is equal to the value of whatever return is. I believe it was 147, something like that. We could look it up just to be specific, but we're not going to go down that road. The common way of doing it, just to stop beating around the bush, I guess, is to null terminate. We're going to put a 0 there, and then we will just iterate through the loop until it reaches 0. Now, but what happens if there's a 0 in here, you ask? Well, that isn't a problem. As you know, anything that gets thrown in there gets converted to text, so I guess that means it adds 48 to whatever you stick in here automatically, and that is the value which is actually fed to the computer. Yeah, okay. So even if I put a 0 in there, intentionally put a 0 in there, that's not going to throw it because this is 48. It is not 0. So okay, so no conflict there. Nice. Okay, so we are going to iterate through there until it's 0, and then we will just jump out of there to a place called dun 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 there, to a place called done. And end of our string, we can go home. Okay, so that means we just need to jump over here. If, what is it, JE, jump if equal, JE to done. There we go. Okay, so let's see how many countless errors I have generated. Well, I got no printout. Oh, yeah, of course. Hang on here. Let me see. I need to... No, I'm going to handle things a little differently here. Instead of... now I no longer need the brackets. I do not. I'm going to instead move the index of this value into SI, our source index. Right, okay. Yeah, there we go. Right. Yeah. Okay. And then call print sting here. Sorry. And then while we're here, I'm just going to cut that in 16 there and put it If we're not done, we'll do it. Yeah, okay. And this bit here, of course, we also need to initialize every time, I guess. Okay. There is our message. Now all we need to do is call our string. There it is. Call print string. Yeah, okay. And here, let me just tab, I guess. Yeah, untab. Yeah, a little loopy thing. Okay. Yeah, let's see. This X right there. See what we got. Oh, look at that. We're printing out a string, feeding it in there using a variable in 256 color mode. I have apparently achieved the impossible. So let us do some more. Welcome to my program, my operating system. Okay, so then I pictured after that, you know what I like, when you're doing your own low-level programming and you boot up your homemade little bit of code there, and it instantly jumps onto the screen, you know, and I'm like, why can't Windows and Linux do that? You know, they make you sit through this. Please wait while it loads, you know. Yeah, that'd be cool. So I pictured my screen would have something instantly on, and then press any key to continue, you know, something like that, you know. Okay, so that's message 2. So we got our first message there. Let us do it again on the other message and see what plays out. Whoops, oh, I accidentally clicked in the bad boy window there. That was a bad boy. Welcome to Chaos. Press any key to continue. Okay, well now that's pretty nice, but I'd like to get some... Okay, we got some code on the screen. 2 separate lines of code, but it's printing it all in one line. How do we get this line onto the next line? I ask you. If you know, please email me so I can pretend I knew along in my video series. Well, let's see here. First, we're going to want to use another interrupt for LF line feed. Yeah. And so that is 0x0a in our glorious hex. So why don't we move that into Al here, and then we'll just call it in 16 it, and see what happens here. Okay, we got another line. Unfortunately, it's just right where it left off. Okay, so I need to get it over back to the beginning. Okay, so that is another little thing we need to call here. What was it? CR, I guess, affectionately referred to as a carriage return. Yeah, okay. And the value for that, I believe, is D. Yeah, let's see what happens over there. Yeah, that brings it back to the beginning of the line. So if I were to leave this part out, wonk, wonk, there, what would happen? Give a guess. There, the second line goes all the way back to the beginning of the first line and overwrites it, right? Okay, so let's see, another thing we could do here, what was it, 7? Let me just give that a try. Did I save? I did save, yeah. No, it wasn't 7. It was, in fact, 8, I think. Yeah, let's try 8. There we go. Observe what has happened is the S in chaos has been overwritten. So 08 would be, what is it? It is a bunch of BS. That's what it is. It is a back space. There it is. Yeah. Okay. So, little things you can do with the text. So you could advance with a bunch of line feeds. Click, 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 and start down here if you wanted your text, or down there, you see, and use spaces, I guess, to move it over. I guess. Okay, so that is covering some basic text. So what's cool about that? Here, let me turn these back on, if I can. Let me just back up to carriage return, looking good, and line feed. Okay. And just let me go for quick reference, I'm going to go DW FFFF, I think it will work. OX, yeah. Let me save that, and I just want to NASM it, but not QEMU it. And, oops, warning, what? Oh, correct. Hang on a second here. Loop. Yeah. Name something loop. Also, same thing I did here. Okay, yeah. Looking good. I didn't terminate my label. Yeah, okay. I didn't say that done was done. Okay. Are we saved? We are. No, what happens? Okay, so I may now look at my B tab. And where's our FFFF? Where's our FFF? There's our FFFF. Okay, so immediately following that, it says, what does it say? It writes the values B and A, right? That we put in there, right? And then it says do it, right? Yeah. There's our B, there's our A, BO, and our OA in reverse, because don't get me started. But, so that means, this is kind of cool, I could also, here what I'm doing is I'm loading a value in there, whatever it may be, and then calling in 16. Well, ironically, that's the same thing I'm doing down here, assuming that I'm actually assuming the value is already loaded, yeah, and then I run it through this, and then it in 16s it if it's doesn't have a 0. If it has a 0 at the end, yeah, it'll do it and then terminate at 0. Okay, so to make a long story short, I could also then, therefore, if I am not mistaken, I could just create my own variable down here called new line. And in there, dB, the value is 13 and 10, followed by a 0. Yeah, that looks good. And there. And then up here, instead of all of this, I can now just call my new line. Did I? Yeah. And then call that print string. Sounds crazy? Does it work? Let's find out. Whoops. Yeah. Oh, wow. Look, it works great. Look at that. Wow. It wrote the codes. Where are we? Problem on 10. New line. What? Call new line. Yeah. Wait. No. Move our source thingy. What's it called again? Oh gosh, my source something. Source index. Your source index. There, so we're moving that in there. Which remember, we're not saying whatever's at that address. We are loading the reference to where it begins. Very nice. Into our source index. So that means you're saying start at the beginning of this. Okay. Am I explaining things too many times? There. So you see what happened? And I have not seen this technique used anywhere. I kind of came up with it myself because I just happened to be working on this, and then I was like, okay, now I got it. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm doing the exact same thing that I'm doing with all that code. Okay. So that's kind of nifty. Now I can call new line. That's one way of doing that as well. But also, here, I could just take this bit, if I wanted to, and put it right there. Yeah, believe it or not. And there, it should have this exact same effect. Let's see. No, it does not. It does not. Because why? Because I no longer have something called new line. What do I need to do here? I need to do nothing. I don't need to call anything because it now does it all by itself. There you go, folks. I suppose I could also put that at the beginning of the next line. Was that? Let me see. What did I do? No, because I need that zero termination. Yeah. We're saying read it from here, or does it? No, I'm curious. What happens if I do it this way? Oh, wait, not that way. Here, what, can I put it there? I'm improvising now, folks. Where I have not been before. Same effect. There. So I know that I want to create a new line before I print my next string, so might as well embed it. Okay, so that is pretty much everything I guess I know on the topic of strings up to this point. We will keep you posted as I learn more.